From his humble working-class beginnings to his insane work ethic, this is the true story of the Hollywood icon Sylvester Stallone. He's a man that needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway. He commanded both the screen and the box office for over 4 decades. He's an action star and a total legend. And his journey from screenwriter to director to producer is one that only happens once in a lifetime. But now I want to dive into the lesser-known facts about him. Talk about his impact on the action genre and the film industry as a whole. So, Adrian, listen up. Sly was born in the heart of New York's Hell's Kitchen on July 6, 1946, to astrologer Jackie Stallone. That's horoscopes and zodiac signs, not telescopes, and hairdresser Frank Stallone. You can say that Sly had a rocky start in life. He grew up in challenging circumstances on mean streets, home to the Gambino crime family, the Irish mob crew known as the Westies, and a number of Puerto Rican gangs that loved going to war with the Westies. His father was an Italian immigrant, and his mother's heritage was a blend of French, British, and German. Stallone's academic journey took him to the American College of Switzerland, and then it was off to the University of Miami, where he earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts. So for those of you who think he's just some meathead with bulging veiny muscles, think again. Despite his academic successes, his entry into the Hollywood gauntlet was no cakewalk. He started off with a bunch of roles, one of which was in the 1970 softcore porn flick The Party at Kitty and Studs, part as an extra in 1971's Clute, and a nameless gig as a subway thug in Woody Allen's 1971 film Bananas. It was what some might call an embarrassing start to the entertainment industry. But hey, it's a brutal business, and you've got to start somewhere. His major breakthrough came when he starred opposite Henry Winkler in 1974's The Lords of Flatbush, a film that's still talked about to this day in film buff circles. The Lords of Flatbush told the story of 2 members of a social club in 1950s Brooklyn who were more interested in romance than street fights. But Stallone wanted to be more than just an actor. His dream was to become a screenwriter. He was inspired by the 1975 Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner fight and wrote a film script about a nobody fighter who's given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to challenge the heavyweight title. That script turned into Rocky, one of the most successful films in cinema history, winning the Best Picture award in 1976 and launching one of the most successful movie franchises ever. Rocky cemented Stallone's place in Hollywood, but he didn't sit around the house counting his cash. He went to work co-writing 1978's Fist, loosely based on the life of Teamsters union boss Jimmy Hoffa. That same year, he directed and wrote Paradise Alley, a movie about 3 Italian-American brothers living in the slums of 1940s New York City. After that, it was back to Rocky Balboa in 1979's Rocky II. But despite the success of the Rocky franchise, Sly was determined to explore new characters and stories, and it was time to change the action drama forever, with the help of Green Beret by the name of John Rambo. Rambo was the hero in David Morrell's novel, First Blood. The flick was a massive hit back in '82, dividing audiences with its commentary about the Vietnam War, but it created one of Stallone's most iconic characters. The 1980s saw Stallone rise to the top like a surface-to-air missile, and before he knew it, he was one of the leading male action stars, constantly competing and sometimes even beefing with Mr. Olympia himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sly continued to play macho characters in a slew of movies that were mostly met with mixed reactions from his fans. But it's flicks like '86's Cobra, '87's Over the Top, and '88's Rambo 3 that cemented his reputation as a bona fide action star. The '90s, on the other hand, brought a change of pace for Stallone, and he tried his hand at comedy films like 1991's Oscar and Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, released the following year. From there, he ventured into futuristic action with '93's Demolition Man, and 3 decades later, I'm still trying to figure out how they used the 3 seashells. If you know, drop a comment in the comment section. Actually, you know what? Scratch that, I don't even want to know. 2 years later, he starred in the comic book adaptation of Judge Dredd. And then, in a move that surprised hundreds of critics, he took on a dramatically challenging role in the film Copland, showing a new side to his acting prowess. Stallone's career has spanned more than 5 decades, and even today, he continues to captivate audiences with his performances. He might be getting older, but he's not dead yet, and he can still kick with the best of them. He brought back his legendary characters in 2006's Rocky Balboa, 2019's Rambo Last Blood, and side note, the climax in that film was totally insane. It was excessive violence at its finest, and made up for the slow burn. But Sly's more than just a talented actor and screenwriter. He's a trailblazer who left his mark on the film industry. And his influence isn't only in the films he's starred in, but the films he's directed and produced. His role in shaping the action genre is hard to overstate. I mean, he's responsible for defining and shaping the way 80s and 90s action films were made. Characters like Rocky and Rambo gave audiences the rugged, independent, and persevering hero, something they'd never seen before and could relate to. They're characters who overcome ridiculous odds, teaching people to never give up. Stallone's characters combined physical prowess with a depth that made them more than just muscle-bound gorillas. They were underdogs, fighters with a cause, characters that audiences could root for. Not because of their strength and agility, but their resilience, determination, and their hearts. His work as a screenwriter and director has been really influential too. He either wrote or co-wrote the scripts for most of the movies he starred in, and it's proof that he has a knack for crafting compelling narratives and memorable dialogue. That ain't easy. He also directed several films, proving his skill behind the camera matches what he can do in front of it. And it's his dual role as an actor and writer that's been a key factor in his success. He's been able to shape his characters from the ground up, giving them an authenticity that audiences connect with. Stallone's contributions to filmmaking also include bringing in new talent. Actually, did you know that he gave a lot of action stars their big breaks? I'm not kidding. I'm talking Mr. T and Dolph Lundgren, just to name a few. Those guys went on to do big things, and it highlights Sly's commitment to nurturing a whole new crop of actors. By now, the world knows the talent and genius that is Stallone. But his legacy is not only defined by his roles in films. He'll be remembered for his superhuman work ethic, unique creative process, and dedication to his craft. He's often the first to arrive on set, the last to leave, and his devotion to perfection is seriously inspiring. It makes you want to pick up a film camera and buy a copy of Final Draft. He's a guy who loves what he does, and it oozes out onto anything he touches. Not to mention, the physical preparation required for his roles is enough to make even the toughest guys say, "Yeah, to hell with this." He's known for his rigorous training routines, and if I told you what this guy goes through to prep his body for a role, it would probably make all of you, and definitely myself included, feel really lazy. His role in Rocky IV had him prepping with an insane workout regimen, and he even hauled heavy logs through knee-deep snow, so Rocky could be as ripped as possible. Despite his success, he never allows himself to get complacent. He always strives to elevate his skills as an actor and filmmaker, and he's known for constantly rewriting his scripts until they're polished gems. It's hard not to respect that, and it shows you that he likes to give his brain a good workout as much as his muscles. So there you have it, folks. From his insane work ethic to his humble working-class beginnings, that was the true story of the Hollywood icon Sylvester Stallone.